I'm Al Ries, and I'm a marketing consultant from New York. I'm here to talk about marketing. What is marketing? Fundamentally, marketing is building a brand inside the mind of the customer or prospect. How do you build a brand? Well, you do it with advertising and communication. But there's a big change taking place in how you advertise and communicate. You see, it used to be that you looked at your product or service, you looked at the features, benefits, and then you advertise those features or benefits. But the problem is, there's just too much advertising out there. And people would ignore what your message is. What is positioning? Positioning is a new way to look at the function of advertising. 24 years ago, Jack Trout and I wrote an article for Advertising Age magazine called The Positioning Era Cometh. Since then, positioning has become a buzzword in advertising and marketing circles around the world. What is positioning? Actually, it's a very simple idea. It's based on this principle, that most advertising is conceived to be communication. People look at themselves, they look at the product, they figure out what they want to say, and then they communicate those ideas with customers or prospects. That's the communication formula that used to be used by most advertisers. We said, look, the problem with that formula is that we live in an over-communicated society. There are just too many messages out there. If you don't tune your message to the mind of the customer or prospect, you're not going to get into the mind. See, positioning as a concept starts with the mind of the customer or prospect. You look for holes in that mind. And then you run advertising and marketing programs designed to fill a hole in the mind. That is the fundamental concept of positioning, and we think that it can be a very powerful tool to help you make more effective advertising and marketing programs. The concept of positioning is 24 years old. In those years, we've developed our ideas into some basic laws of marketing. So I thought you might be interested in what the laws of marketing are. It's better to be first than it is to be better. Now that must sound strange, but let me demonstrate the power of being first. Let me ask you a question. What's the name of the first person to fly solo across the North Atlantic? Now, that's a good question. You all know that's Charles Lindbergh, right? Charles Lindbergh. Now, what's the name of the second person to fly solo across the North Atlantic? Not too easy to answer, is it? Happens to be a man named Bert Hinkler. Bert was a better pilot, he flew faster, he consumed less fuel. And who's ever heard of Bert Hinkler? He left home, and his mother hasn't heard from him since. Come on, Bert, call home. Your mother's getting worried. How about this? What's the name of the first sea captain to make a voyage to America? Of course, that's Christopher Columbus. Everybody knows that. What's the name of the second? Who knows? Lost in history. The same thing is true of products. What's the largest cola? Coca-Cola. What's the first rent-a-car service? Hertz. What's the largest rent-a-car service? Hertz. What's the first tissue? Kleenex. What's the largest tissue? Kleenex. You see, the leader, the largest selling brand in virtually every category is Charles Lindbergh, the first. It's better to be first than it is to be better. What's the name of the first college founded in America? You're probably thinking there are 2,500 colleges and universities in America. How would I know who's first? But you do. You see, all you have to do is ask yourself, who's the most famous? And of course, you have to admit, it's Harvard. Harvard was the first college founded in America. What's the name of the second? It's not Bert Hinkler University, no. It's William and Mary. Nice place, but not exactly in the same category as Harvard. What's the name of the first champagne? Dom Perignon. Dom Perignon is the Harvard of champagne. If you want to be a leader, if you want to be rich and famous and successful, it's better to be first than it is to be better. That's the law of leadership.